morning, children. Hope you're all doing good. Welcome to social class. In today's class, we are going to start a new lesson in history. The name of the lesson is Colonization of India, that is from trade to territory. How the British or the Europeans entered as traders and how they conquered our country. Aurangzeb was the last powerful Mughal ruler. After the death of Aurangzeb in the year 1707, the last rulers proved to be inefficient. Foreign powers got opportunity to establish their rule in India. The Britishers are one among those. On the political horizon of India, a new power emerged by the second half of the 18th century. They were the British, who originally came as a small trading company and gradually acquired the political power. By the end of the 16th century, Europeans' overseas trade with the East began to yield enormous profits. A group of merchants were permitted by the rulers of some European countries to start trading companies. They established their trading centers in various parts of the world, especially on the coasts. These centers were called as factories because the officials of the companies were known as factors. These companies were given monopoly. That means the exclusive rights given for the trade with the East. Now let us discuss about the English East India Company. On 31st December 1600, Queen Elizabeth I granted the royal charter to the East India Company to trade with the East. This charter is for 15 years. This means that no other trading company in England could compete with the East India Company. It was a private company run by the board of directors. The first trading depot, known as a factory, was set up in Surat by the company in the early 17th century. The Mughal Emperor Jahangir granted the permission to set up factories in his territories. The English East India Company established factories at two places. The first one is at Surat, Gujarat, and one more on Hooghly. It was set up on the banks of the river Hooghly in the year 1651. The English East India Company bought goods from Indians at a cheap price and sold them at a much higher price in Europe. The fine qualities of cotton and silk produced in India had a big market in Europe. The spices like pepper, cloves, cardamom and cinnamon were in the great demand. Let us learn about the French East India Company. The French East India Company set up settlements at Chandanagar, Bengal, Mahi, Kerala, Karaikal and Puducherry on the eastern coast and Mauritius in the Indian Ocean in the year 1664. The French East India Company was largely a government-controlled business venture and depended on the French government for its funding. The major role of this company is the expansion of French power in India. This was played by Dupleix, a French Governor-General at Pondicherry. Let us discuss about the rivalry in the trade. During the 17th and 18th centuries, the rulers of many European countries pursued the policy of mercantilism. This mercantilism is also known as commercialism. Therefore, the European countries supported their respective governments to come into existence. The royal charter issued by Queen Elizabeth I, however, could not prevent the other European powers from entering into trade with the Eastern world. The Portuguese were the first Europeans who came to India. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese explorer, landed in India in the year 1498. Portuguese established their presence in the western coast of India and had their base in Goa. By the early 17th century, the Dutch and the French traders also arrived on the scene. The presence of so many companies intensified competition and reduced the profits. All the companies were interested in buying the same things. The competition amongst the European companies pushed up the prices of the goods purchased, and this reduced the profits. The only solution the trading companies think was eliminating their competitors. They sank each other's ships, blockaded routes, and prevented rival ships from moving with the supplies of goods. Let us learn about the Anglo-French rivalry. Anglo means it represents a British. Around the middle of the 18th century, the English and the French trade interests clashed that result in the three Anglo-French wars. Okay, so these are referred to as the Carnatic Wars. Since most of the battles were found in the region within the present state of Tamil Nadu, these wars are called as Carnatic Wars.